السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear and respected audience, today also I am going to explain about the quantity of the food which Allah Ta'ala has said in the glorious Quran in Surah Araf verses number 31. Allah has said, وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. You have to eat and drink, but you cannot take excessively. إِنَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. Allah doesn't like those people. They are taking the food excessively. Again, Allah Ta'ala has said in the glorious Quran, verses number 87, Surah Maida, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tuharrimu tayyibati ma ahallallahu lakum. Ma ahallallahu lakum la ta'tadu inna Allah la yuhibbul mu'tadin. O believer, you don't make unlawful such foods. It is pure. Allah has made for you lawful it. But you cannot cross the limitation. Means you cannot eat. If it is good food and it is lawful, even though you cannot cross the limitation in the taking the food, Inna Allah la yuhibbul mu'tadin. Allah has said, indeed, Allah doesn't like those people. They are taking the food excessively. They are crossing the limitation in the taking the food. Israf, what is the, Allah has said, wala tusrif, you don't make israf. What it means? It means the greatest companion of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, famous commentator of the glorious Quran, interpreter of the glorious Quran, has said it means excessively taking the food is israf. Like this, many other famous interpreter of the glorious Quran, Imam Abul Layth Samarkandi, Imam Mawardi, they has explained about this ayah. It is crossing the limitation in the taking the foods. Nowadays, we are not thinking here and there. Whenever we are getting the food, the varieties of the food, the delicious food, it is palatable. We are taking full stomach. Cannot take like that. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said, as regards the taking the food, you have to allot your stomach as a three part. The first is for food, second is for drinking water, third is for breathing. Now we are always, many of us, crossing the limitation in the taking the food. The ancient companions of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were taking the limited food which the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said that should be in the first part. They are only taking like that and leaving other two parts for drinking water and to breathe. We forgot all. It is why we are submerging in the deepest ocean of the diseases. always we are sick, we have diseases because of we left the following of the glorious Quran and following of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the taking the foods. It is why we all have to try to take the food in a manner which Allah Ta'ala has said in the glorious Quran and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said to us and showed to us. In this manner, if we take the food, will not be any kind of the diseases. One of the great ancient doctor, very famous doctor, Dr. Galen, he was asked, I am not taking the food upon the food before the digestion. And great interpreter of the glorious Quran, Imam Qurtubi, has explained about this ayah, Ukulu washrabu wa la tusrifu, more and more in his interpretation, in his tafsir. And great scholar Ibn Arabi radiyallahu anhu also said about the taking the food, about its quantity. Imam Nawawi radiyallahu anhu has said about it, about its quantity. Many of the great scholars of the Hanbali schools, Hanbali madhab, they also wrote many about this quantity of the food. And Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, great and great scholar around the world, he also said about its quantity. The Ahmad ibn Hanbal has said, if you want to take the food, that be 1 time or 2 times a day, but you are seeking the knowledge, that one should be in a count of your breathings, means in your entire life you have to try to earn the knowledge. Great scientist and Dr. Avicenna, Ibn Sina has said, احذروا البطن فإن أكثر العلل إنما تتولد من فضول الطعام. You have to keep your stomach because of many of the diseases. It will be from the waste food, means when you are crossing the limitation, when you take excessively, will be diseases there. Again, the Avicenna said, اجعل طعامك كل يوم مرة واحذر طعاما قبل هضم طعام. You take food 1 time in each day and be aware the food. You are taking the food before the digestion. Like this, many and many scholars said about this. Great Imam and greatest scholar around the world, Ali radiyallahu anhu, has said, when you are taking the food, you have to think, because of the stomach is warehouse of the diseases. the prevention is the head of remedy. Like this, many and many scholars said about its quantity. Because of they are obeying the followings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are obeying the sayings of the glorious Quran and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is why we have to try after Ramzan also, whenever taking the food, have to think about its quantity. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.